Welcome to the latest episode in the saga of getting my Mini ready for a track day. I'm walking because we've run out of fuel. So it does mean good news is here. The car's been driving. We've actually had it out on the road and it broke down on the way back. So winner, but it is fuel. So fuel's gone in. I managed to drive it back and I'm just walking back to my truck. So this episode is going to be covering what I've done to get it back up and running and also what I've done to have it broke again. So we'll cover that all in this latest episode of Ben's Track Day Mini Saga. This is where we're at right now. This is day 2 of fitting the exhaust. Absolute game changer here for any DIYer thinking about upgrading the jack. 3-ton low profile trolley jack from Halfords, 3 years warranty, 128 quid with a trade card, so that's pretty good. Got a decent set of axle stands that I've actually had about 20 years. And the reason it's back in the air is when we fitted the exhaust, I just couldn't get it on level. If you look at the pipes at the back, all over the shop. And then when we go underneath, you can see all of these brackets that came with the kit. And this is the gravity exhaust system, which is on eBay quite cheap. You can see these have all got blows around the edges because I just couldn't get them tight. Over here there's another one, put some mating putty on that and it's still not worked. I think one of these, that one there, look, sheared off the end. That one wouldn't tighten. And that big one in the middle, which is the really difficult one, you can see that one's in a right mess. So I've bought a sleeve coupler for that, so hopefully it'll fit over. I've also bought some, like the traditional U-style brackets for these. And there's 4 of them under there. There you go, look how shiny that is. So yeah, it's coming together. Sounds nice, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I did run out of fuel when we was test driving it, which is a bit embarrassing, but you know, not my fault. The gauges said I had plenty, so that's all I've got to go off. So yeah, there we are. That's where we're up to now. So I'm here on the Saturday just to get this bolted together. But there's actually 0 chance it's going to get finished today because I'm wrapping up now and going to the reptile centre actually to buy a UV light for my toys. There you go, side project. So hopefully we'll be back on this on Sunday morning or maybe Monday evening and we'll get it all up and running. There's not a lot of work to do now. I've bought the right bits, so getting the right brackets was a big one. These are down here. Some of the D clamps or U clamps, whatever you want to call them things. And hopefully we can get it all back together. Like I say, when it's running, it's going nice. I've got the engine intercooler cover to go back on as well. Should be driving next. The knock that we've picked up, I've got to identify that. I think it might be brake calipers season, but I wouldn't be surprised. But we'll have a go at that one as well in this video. Hopefully we'll exhaust fitted, knock found. That's the plan. So good luck and stick around to the end to see if we find it. As predicted, I didn't get back on Saturday, so it's Sunday morning now and we're going to really get stuck into this today. So the main job I need to do is get this exhaust hanging right so it comes out in the centre at the back and make sure there's no blows. So underneath the car, tweaking all the fitment points. So I've seen online that the gravity system can struggle a little bit with the hangers not hanging in the right place. I don't think mine's got that problem. So the way it's hanging at the back looks all right. It's on all the mounts okay. But the problem it does have is that none of the joints seem to match up. So I've got a whole selection of bits and pieces. Stressful this is. You have to buy 10 bits for everyone you have to change because you don't know what's right. Comes with experience, I guess. So once I've done that, hopefully the exhaust will be on and running. And then we can take it out for a drive and try and identify that front end suspension knocking sound that's coming through. While I've got the car up, I'm going to crawl right up to the front and see if it's the, I think it's the bottom engine mount it's called. It might be like the rear gearbox mount or something like that. There's an engine mount right underneath. I think you have to take the power steering fan off to access it. Or maybe it's alongside it. And then we'll get under there and have a look at that and see if it's that's knocking. Because the sound does come from really low down. It's almost as if maybe one of the subframe bolts are loose or something like that. It's in that area, but we'll get under there. I've checked all them bolts twice now. Don't think it's that, but we'll get under and have another look and see if we can fix things. Well, not a good start. So as you can see, this is the join. This I got recommended off the mini forums, too small. As a backup, I also got recommended this off Amazon, too small. Both of these links, I bought the parts, and this just is too big. It's a 3-inch pipe. Now, oh, I say it's 3-inch. It says it wants to be 68mm diameter for this clip, and these are all up to 63s. I think this is why people on the forums have been saying they've been having so much problems with them, because this is possibly the biggest one they do for this, or something, I don't know. It just don't fit. So what I'm going to do is, it's Sunday obviously, so I can't go find any more parts. So I think I'm going to try and fertile this one a bit and try and get it tight, because it did tighten. I just think it might not have been fitted that great. So let's have a go with that, see if we can get that tightened up and working. And these, obviously, let's go back. What a shame. When you're looking for advice in the groups, like some people have put them in with nothing and they've sealed straight away. Other people have absolutely filled them full of gunk and they've still not held. So there's a bit of both. So we'll carry on, move on to these next and see where we get with it. First clamp on. So we've resorted to fitting this bulky thing on this back pipe here, because one, it fits, and two, it seems to have got a really good seal. So we'll see how that goes. The middle pipe is tightened up as tight as I dare now. I've just got 3 more to do, and as you can see, this one's off because it clean snapped in half when I tightened it up. So yeah, buying exhaust off eBay, 250 quid when you're thinking it's a good deal. I mean, it looks nice. You don't see it, do you? You think it's a good deal, is maybe not so good. You spend an extra 100 quid and you get proper brackets. That might be the way to go. Right, we're on. 2 brackets, probably a bit overkill just for the back boxes, but it's all good. And we're going to tackle this one next. Managed to get one from Euro Car Parts, which are open on a Sunday, which is fantastic. So here we go. Right, we've got a result, but what an absolute faff this has been. Obviously, I've had to use a threaded bar there with a couple of nuts. The bolts just wouldn't fit round. I've obviously got the wrong part size. Ah, dear. There you go. What an overkill that lot is, and if it don't work, I think I'll actually cry. Honestly, I just despair. I mean, looking at it, it does look like it's been roughed in, but Jesus Christ. All right, so we'll get the rest of the system on. I'll cut this bolt down here. It's definitely blowing, look, because you can see where it's all this wet's come out. Right. Oh dear, maybe get a professional on the job. There we are, so we don't look bad, do we? I think when it's on the ground it's going to be all wonky. However, looks good where it's in the air. The gaps seem about the same, about a finger. Yeah, I've done well with that. Looks quite good from underneath. I get a feeling I shouldn't have been revving the engine to see if there's any blows on the fitting paste, because obviously it's just blown it all out. So we'll see how it goes. We'll take it for a gentle drive and have a look. Let's get down off the jacks. Honestly, this is the best thing I've bought for the car since I've been working on it. There we go. And one-handed, nice and slowly lower it down. Really good. Should have bought one in the first place instead of wasting my money on the cheaper one. That's mad, isn't it? I like these things out the back, look. And I see the guy on Mod Mini do this. So this is a quick lift jack. It's got a foot bar. But if you go in the middle, just on the side skirt, or not the side skirt, the sill with a chock of wood, there you go. Move that out. It should lift it enough. There we go. There we go. Lifts it enough now that the one jack lifts the old car up, look. Pretty good. People are going to tell me not to do that. They're going to say, oh, it's going to smash all your flooring. I think the gravel at Donington is probably going to smash all my flooring. But there we go. Right, let's take it out for a drive. One of the other things that's missing on this car is actually this door stop here. You can see I bought one now. Don't actually know what's missing. There's a pole and it's something that should be attached. And then I picked up one of these from Amazon actually, dirt cheap, but it's dead easy to return to Amazon. So 20 quid, hopefully set the door right. It's all good, let's take it for a spin. It drives. It doesn't start. Actually, believe it or not, I've drove it around the block, back into the unit, and it won't start. So if I get in now and turn the key, as soon as I turned it off, it just wouldn't start again. We've got a battery light, oil light, engine management light, and then clack, 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 clack. Only drove it to the petrol station, put some air in the tyres. Air machine wasn't working. You know when you watch these YouTube videos and you think, oh, these guys, there must be stuff going on behind the scenes they're not showing. It's quite the opposite in this one. It's like every time I touch anything, it breaks and it's got a bigger problem. So, right, add it to the list. More list of problems. Let's, I don't know. I suppose I can start my computer again, plugging that in. I bet it's the battery. I bet I've started and stopped it that many times recently that the battery's just not happy. But we'll see. I can soon bring my truck round and try and give it the old bump start and see where we go. Quite easy to get to in these, isn't it, with it being on the back. All right. Follow along for more. There we go, look. So the joys of being an electrician means I can use some line around cable instead of jump leads. So we definitely had a problem because when the battery was on, let's get that in there. It was 11 volts. Now that we've got the Ranger on it, you know, we're up to 14. And I think what we'll do is we'll give that a minute to get some juice in, and then we'll whip the jump leads off and see if the alternator is actually working. You might have remembered in the last video when I had the alternator exposed, it was damaged. It looked like, I suspect the car's been in a crash. So the front end of the alternator was cracked, but I'd never had a problem, so the battery was always fine. But obviously recently, like when I ran out of fuel yesterday, Friday night, I was obviously cranking the engine a lot. So maybe that's it. We've not done many miles at all recently in the car, so no chance to get any charge back in it, but we have had a lot of stopping and starting. So hopefully we can get some juice back in the battery, and it's not a new battery as well. We can certainly try and charge it overnight. But for now, while it's chugging away and warming up, which probably would help the exhaust paste as well, I'm going to do a couple of jobs on it while we're like this. We'll try and get the intercooler cover on, because it won't be warm. And I'm going to have a look at this door as well. I think the door card needs to come off to get the attachment on. So we'll have a look at that as well. I think they fitted a bit low, to be honest. But while it's running, let's have a look at the so look at the little burble it's got going on. Yeah, I reckon they probably want to angle up a little bit. Honestly, I've had enough of it. That's it. So let's just get some get it up and running, get it driving. Another job that I picked up. So as you can see, while the engine's running, it's been running for 5 minutes. There's no leak. But when I stop after driving, I do have a leak. So I'm suspecting it might be power steering. I know I'm on the jacks, but I reckon I can probably turn the steering wheel and see if any comes out. Okay, moving on to the next job. Now, what we've got here is the world's most expensive pieces of granite. Brackets to go in here, another one to go in here. There's one at the back that I've already got, so that one's fine. And then there's one to go in there. And I reckon I can get them in without taking the old intercooler off. And if I can, that's great. But I'm not sure, but I think I'm still missing the long bolt from there, which is the same as this one, so I can measure that up. But I have been buying, they're like lucky dips, full of nuts and bolts off Amazon, just to get you out of the proverbial when you're having a problem, you know. 8mm spanner. It might be the first job in a while I've not used the impact driver for, so let's crack on and get it on. There we are. We had to use different bolts in the end with washers. It's the flange bolts I bought. Don't have big enough heads. That's an original, but that one's missing. So we're getting there. Small jobs being ticked off. Underneath, it's been running for a while. Couple of drops. I did do the steering wheel test. What I'm going to do is turn that over. Check. There's one drop. I'll check if anything more comes out. Back to the battery, we've got 14.1 volts, so that tells me the alternator is probably alright. It just needs to get some juice back in the battery. That's good news. So we'll leave that running for a little bit longer and see where we are in terms of getting some charge in it. And I think that about wraps it up. We're getting there. Feels like we're making good progress today. Lots of small jobs ticked off. There we go, look. It's actually moved under its own steam. So it shouldn't be so exciting, but it is. Mostly because it's been that long since I've actually been able to just get in the car and move it under its own power. It's great. So exhaust is on. Feels like a big win, that does. Think it might still have a blow, but I'm going to drive it around for a bit and then get it up on the jacks and see what it looks like. Battery. The alternator's charged the battery. I can stop and start again now. So I think I will actually get that on charge and get it overnight charged and fully charged. And then that'll be hopefully good to go. Obviously yesterday, or day before when I ran out of fuel, cranking. It's obviously just hammered the battery in. But got some juice in it again now. We should be good to go. And to be honest, it feels good that we are actually making some progress. So fuel, obviously, that was my fault. Battery, also my fault related to the fuel. The exhaust going on, and finally, it's took me hours today. Honestly, I should have just paid someone, but that's not what I bought the car for. I could have very easily bought, spent £6,000, £7,000, £8,000 on it. And most of the way there, track day, weekend car, that was a lot more newer, had a lot less issues, and would need a lot less DIY. But I really wanted something that I could get my hands dirty on and do some projects. And I wasn't just waiting for the next track day. There was things to do on the weekends and evenings between. So it's definitely providing that in the Mini. And but it's good. Exhaust and the, what else did we get done? The intercooler brackets is quite cool. They're on and good. I'm really happy with them. The engine sounds good now. So it's had a bit of a drive out, and the misfiring issue that we had, all cleared. And it sounds like it's driving nice. The exhaust sounds really good when it's warmed up. Not quite as loud as I would have liked. Now, I was wanting something a bit more blary to unleash my inner teenager. But it definitely sounds like something that could have come from Mini, which is some of the reviews that I've seen online of these exhausts. So I do have a manifold, but I didn't want to tackle that because it seemed like a really big job. And I didn't want to tackle that until I'd got some miles under the car and I knew everything was working okay. So that's probably one of the imminent future jobs, I reckon. In the meantime, some other things, there's definitely something going on with the passenger side front brake. So that's number one. I'm not sure if it's caliper sticking or catching, but number one, it just needs a bit of investigation. It might not be the brake, it might be the hub, because they're the two things on the front end that I haven't replaced. The knocking that I had has completely gone. I think the locking wheel nut bolt wasn't super tight, so I'd nipped all the rest up, left the locking wheel nut bolt loose, just nipped it up, and I hadn't gone at it with a full bar. I don't know why, you know what it's like. So I think once I've gone around, tightened everything up, I've had the car up, I've checked everything over, I've had it back down, it's gone, knocking's gone. So that's good news. So the fluid that's leaking, I'm pretty sure is power steering fluid. I can see it on the floor here, and it doesn't, I'm not sure it's oil. It doesn't look like oil to me. So power steering might be leaking. Now, I wouldn't be surprised, because when it was, the subframe was off, the power steering kept falling over, and I kept lifting it back up, and it kept pouring out everywhere. It's had a top up. I think the hoses are shot. So I've seen, again, that you might just be able to trim the tops and rejubilee clip it. So obviously we'll try that first. If not, we'll have to see what else is going on with it. But they run right down the back of the exhaust. So they've got a heat shield around them, which is also, I can see is damaged. It's seen better days. So maybe it might be a good idea to replace all of that. So exhaust done, knocking sound done, fuel problem resolved. What else was there? So things that are next on the list. The front bumper is held on by tie wraps. So the slam panel, or whatever it's called on these things, is all the nuts and bolts holes on it are completely loose. So it's been over tightened, it's pulled through. I'm going to see if I can repair this with nuts and bolts, or if I have to just buy a new panel. They're not cheap, I've seen them online. So that's number one. The front bumper needs fitting properly. Number two is probably driving it, I guess. I think that's the next step. So yeah, I'm going to make sure the front bumper's fitted right, sort the power steering fluid leak out. The door, I didn't tackle the door in this video. I started, and then there's a screw that's behind the armrest cover, and I was wrestling with it. It wouldn't come off, so I thought, you know what, that's a job for another day. So still got the doors hitting my shins every time I'm in and out of the car, which is exciting. Keeps me on my toes. So that's the next one to sort out. But overall, really happy. And to wrap things up, I've got a bit of a video of the exhaust when it's warm and it's getting some revs through, just so we can see how it sounds. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all the comments in the previous videos. Anyone who's given me some advice or cheering me along, it's fantastic. Drop us a like and a subscribe if you want to follow along, and you'll see the next video. It's download next weekend. So number one, the roads around where I live are absolute carnage. There'll be no driving. And number two, I'm there all 3 days. So the following week, there's a track day at Donington. So if in the week I get the car up to spec, I might do a last minute entry into the track day at Donington. I think that's June 18th. If not, you might see this next video being just some more minor repairs, maybe tackling that bumper, and just a few other bits and bobs around the car. It's still not been cleaned properly. The interior is gross. The outside's had a wash, but once, and I've had it 3 months now. So maybe we'll have a bit of TLC just tidying it up and doing some of those niggly little jobs like fixing the doors and taking the black marks out the wing mirrors and stuff like that. So, all right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.
Whoa.